Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's April, and for today's video I'm reviewing the ColourPop Golden State of Mind palette. This is one of the metallic palettes. It's sold at, I think, like, this one is from Sephora, but I think they have it at like Ulta. It's just online, you can get it wherever. It originally retailed for $26. It's now on sale for $18, and I have a lot to say about it, pros and cons. Let's just hop right into it. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of swatches and all of that. I have it on my eyes right now. Hard to see because you can't really see it that well. And I'm also mixing it with the Profusion Nudes palette. So I mixed two together, and yeah. So this is what the palette looks like when you open it up. There are 15 different metallic shades, which we will get more into. The first time I used it, I was just swatching it, playing with it on my hands, and the swatches are gorgeous. Like, I loved them. I was like, their colors are beautiful. I love all of the colors. I love the way that they swatched. And then when I put them on my eyes, I was like, whoa, no, not at all. There is a ton of fallout, and I mean fallout like I've never really experienced, and this happens a lot with metallic shadows. You have to use an eyeshadow base. You cannot skip an eyeshadow base because one, it won't show up, and two, it will not hold. It literally will fall right down to your cheeks. Also, whenever you're putting this shadow on, you have to do your eyes first. You can't do your foundation first and then your eyes after. You have to, because you're going to have to clean out under your eyes. That's just how it is. Right now I'm wearing the shades Uptight and Golden Egg. Golden Egg, right? Yeah. And you just can't see it. It looks a little bit more, it's just like a slight shimmer. It's not like a crazy metallic, which that's kind of how it appears in here. Maybe it's not intended to be completely metallic, but it's not even that shimmery. It's just not, I don't know, I wish it was. But anyways, we're gonna swatch. You're gonna see that the swatches come out gorgeous, and yeah, let's just hop right into that. Okay, so first things first, this is obviously without a flash. This is just kind of what they look like when you open it up. If you were to kind of put a flash on it, this is what it would look like. It's got that nice sort of metallic-y, those micro glitters in it, so it's very pretty when you're looking at it like that. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a rundown of the colors starting from the top. So you've got Golden Egg, Pay the Piper, Girlfriend, Zero Clue, Watch Out, Unsupervised, Sparkler, Can't Stop, Uptight, Drizzle, Lust in Time, Mind Tricks, Wing Woman, Heads or Tails, and Tinker Time. So the colors are really pretty, and I actually think that I like the whole, like, I just like the blend of it. It's just like a little warm, and yeah, but you still have your like random like cool tones in there. You've got your blue, you've got that whitish kind of purpley color. It actually looks more purple in the packaging itself right here. Like, if you look right there, that's actually more a purple than white, and in here it's actually kind of white. So I don't know what that's about, but anyways. Okay, so now we're just gonna do some of the swatches right now. You're gonna see that, like, under the right light it swatches really nicely, but if you're not standing under the right light, you're not really going to be able to pick up much of the color, and that's where I'm having a problem with the pigment actually showing up. Now, if you use a shadow base, I really recommend using Urban Decay Primer Potion, because I think that's the only one that's really picking this up. But if you don't use it, you're not going to see it at all, and again, either way you're going to experience major fallout, so I really don't like that. But let's just start with some of the swatches. So we'll start off here with Golden Egg. Yeah, so you see that? That's pretty. It's like you can kind of see like a highlight, but it just doesn't stay properly on your eyes. It just falls right down. This next one is Pay the Piper. This is a very pretty color. I don't really know what I would wear this with because it almost comes across a bit chalky. Yeah, as you can see, it's like, it doesn't look as blue as it does in the actual pan. It does come off like a little bit chalky, so it's a color that you have to be very cautious with, especially the tanner you are, the more cautious you have to be with it, because it can just look very ashy. This next one is another one of those colors. This is the Girlfriend color. Like I said, on the packaging it appears purple. On here it's white with like iridescent undertones, so it's actually coming out more purple on camera than it actually is in person. It's kind of bizarre. It is a pretty color though, so I think it would be like a very nice like inner corner highlight if you're doing something very dramatic, but if you're looking for something every day, I don't really know about that, but it's still pretty. But again, the fallout is insane. Then for your next shade, we've got this orange color. It's called Zero Clue. This is very pretty. So it doesn't show up as orangey, it shows up like more gold, which is kind of what I like about this one, because I don't really know what I would use orange on my eyes for, but once you swatch it, it's like the undertones of the actual glitter in it, which is the gold, is what shows up. It's not the actual orange like shadow. So I think that that's really pretty, and you can use that as a nice like a nice base. And then up here you've got the color Watch Out. This is like your basic highlight color. So this is like a color that people would use on their face and stuff. It's very pretty. It's nice. This one is a little bit chunky. I also found that about most of the shadows in here is that the formula appears to be a little bit inconsistent, which, I mean, nobody really likes an inconsistent formula, especially within the same exact palette. I understand across different palettes sometimes that happens, but not within the same palette. I think that's a little strange. So that's one of the downsides about it. I know I feel like I'm being really harsh, but I'm just being honest here. I do think it's very pretty, but I don't know how practical it is. And then in here, again, we're having one of those color distinctions. So on here, Drizzle is like a kind of like warm, I don't even know what color, it's like a rosy, warm pink. In here, it almost looks like a soft brown, like a nude, so it doesn't look like that at all. So that's Drizzle. That is obviously not that pinky color at all. Yeah, I don't know, it's just not what that is. This next shade is Uptight. I think that this is really beautiful. It's like bronzy. It's just kind of like a burnt bronze. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just very pretty. I like this one a lot. So let me just show you what this looks like. Like, look at the way that that one swatches. I don't understand why the rest of them can't just swatch like that. It just comes across so pretty. It's not as chunky. You can see the shadow base and then see the actual like glitter within it. So it's nice because you see all the tones that you would expect. So I really like that one a lot. And then this next one, Can't Stop, is sort of like a nickel color. I don't know how else you would describe it besides nickel. This one is pretty and sometimes can be a little bit chunky, but wow, like look at the way that that one just swatched. It didn't come across chunky, but sometimes if you grab too much and you have to grab the right amount, it'll definitely be very chunky. This next one right here is Sparkler. This is another one that looks very different on the packaging. On the packaging, Sparkler almost looks more like Uptight, even though Uptight, like Sparkler's right here, it almost looks more like that one, even though that is what it is. Yeah, this one comes across more of like more of that burnt orange kind of color, but this is more of like a goldy kind of thing. It almost reminds me of, it reminds me of one of the shades. I don't know if it's not the 24K one. It's like a mixture of two of the shades in the Huda Beauty palette. But yeah, so I'll just show you this one. This one comes across really nice. It's almost like these colors down come across nice, but the ones on the top row, those colors just for some reason are so chalky, like crazy chalky. So let me just show you this. Okay, it's very pretty. You can kind of see that it comes across a little like chunky, but it's still very pretty. This next one is Unsupervised, just like a kind of like a brown. You see what I mean? It's like some of the times with the shadows, and this one you can tell is actually a little bit piecey. Some of the shadows come across like you can see the actual undertone with the glitter, and then some of them you can only see the glitter. It just doesn't really make sense. So the formulas are definitely inconsistent here. And then we've got these last 5 shades right here. We'll run through these quickly. This is Lust in Time. This next one is Mind Tricks. This one is actually really pretty because this one, what I like about this is even though it's coming across like it's supposed to be like mixed with like black, I don't really know how to explain it. It just comes across softer and a little like prettier than like what you would think. You see what I mean? It's like I don't know. It's got like those gold undertones. It's like different. I don't know. I think it's a really nice color for somebody who doesn't like if you're not crazy about wearing like very harsh colors on your eyes, like blacks and things like that. I think that's a really nice transition color. And then next you've got Wing Woman. So as you can see, that one's like another gold one. A lot of these colors swatch the same, which is where I also have another problem, is because they show up different on the packaging, but they swatch, some of them nearly identical. And that one also on the packaging looks more of like a burgundy, kind of like a maroon. Like, no, that is not the same color. And then you've got heads or tails. This is a very pretty color. I really like this. I don't know what I would wear it with, but I think it's very pretty. Like, it's so beautiful. I don't know if you like those reds, those maroon colors. It's almost like the whole palette is worth it for just that color right there. And then for your last one, we've got the color Tinker Time down here, which is like kind of like a dark with undertones of gold as well. It actually is looking a little bit more green than gold, but it's still a very pretty color. So those are those swatches. Overall, I have like such mixed feelings about it because some of the colors are so beautiful, especially the ones in like really the bottom two rows. Like majority of them are very pretty and they can swatch nicely. But when you are doing a lot of the metallic shades, I feel like when you're using shimmery metallic colors, a lot of the time you're using them as a highlight in the center or in the inner corner, which are usually the lighter colors. You usually don't, for the most part, use the darker shimmers in the center of your eye or wherever. So that's where it's kind of throwing me off because I'm like, yes, I can do a full like shimmery eye look and that's fine, but if I'm just trying to use a pretty center highlight, I'm very limited to my shades here, and those shades are all chalky and the fallout is just like insane. But the plus side is that this usually just retails for $26, which is so cheap in itself, and right now at Sephora it's on sale for $18, which I think that's probably just because it's like after the holidays. I don't know if it's going to stay at that price point. But other than that, I really like ColourPop as a brand. I like their lip products a lot. Their stuff is really well made, and I think that they put a very nice price on higher quality products. I'm just not sure if this one is like the best buy. I think it's like something that you keep your hopes up with because it's so beautiful when you look at it, and especially some of those swatches are just great, but then when you experience the fallout and the fact that it's not lasting all day or not showing up as shimmery as you want it to, it just kind of like, it's kind of a bummer. So I don't know, it's one of those things you have to make up your own mind for. Like, do you think it's worth it? I don't know. I'm glad I have it. I do try to reach for it because I'm trying so hard to like make it work as much as I can, but there's only so much you can do with eyeshadow that's just gonna fall right off your face. So yeah, that's my experience with that. I feel bad. I feel like that was so harsh, but I don't know. That's just how I feel. Anyway, let me know if you guys have tried this, if you have maybe another solution. I know MAC Fix Plus, like whenever you spray your brushes with that and then dip it in your shadows, that works better. I don't usually like using it with brushes, using metallic shadows with brushes, because I just find that they don't come across as well. They don't swatch properly. It's not smooth or even, so I usually just like to use my fingers. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any other options or what your thoughts are about this, and if you like it, then that's great. I'm glad you found your palette, but for me, I don't know, not my favorite thing in the world, but I don't hate it. So that's that. If you guys didn't watch my last video, you can go click right here to go watch that. I talked about how I gave up coffee for a year, and now I'm like a year and 3 months in, so this is getting exciting. I'm doing pretty good. And for this year, I'm giving up alcohol and soda and fast food, which is a lot in 1 year, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna be good. So yeah, go check out that video if you haven't done it, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye.